So in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month, we have a performance and activity for you all. Arturo is a musician, DJ, and teacher. Not only is he very well known within the Seattle music scene, he's extremely passionate about his work as well. From teaching Latinx percussion workshops and lessons, to creating music himself. We are so lucky to have him here with us today.
So if everyone could please join me in giving a really warm welcome to Arturo, and thank you.
Bienvenido a la fiesta latino. Mi nombre es Arturo, yo soy profesionista y quiero que te guste la música y todo. Good morning, everybody. So, I was asked to come here by your school body and Mexico Sanchez to come here and talk a little bit about Latino culture and to do a little bit of a demonstration. I brought a lot of instruments up here with me. That some people want to do a Q&A or have some questions, so we can probably do those questions up front. But I'll just give you a little bit of history of me. I was born in Los Angeles. My parents were born in New York, and they lived in the Bronx. Back in the day, that's where all the people from where my history, my family come from, which is my dad's family is all Puerto Rican. So if you see these girls up here, they're a representation of me. So you notice the colors on here, it looks like the American flag, but the shape of it is different. So this is the Puerto Rican flag, and this is the Cuban flag. So they look the same, but the colors are inverted, right? So there's a proverb in the Caribbean. Puerto Rico y Cuba es dos alas para un pájaro, meaning that Puerto Rico and Cuba are the wings of the same bird, because they share a lot of the same culture, a lot of the same heritage. But that's just not enough, because when you think about Latin culture, there's over 22 Latin American countries that speak Spanish, and they have their own culture, their own diversity. The culture where my family comes from is very diverse. It's an amalgamation of African, Indian, and European. That's the Puerto Rican and Cuban heritage. We share all of that. And the music shows that. When you play the music, it represents all of that. In 1991, I went to Senegal, West Africa, because I wanted to be and go to the place where the birthplace of the music that I love to play, which is drum music, comes from. And I was studying and check it out, and to let people know in Africa, hey, there's little Africas all over. You go to Puerto Rico, you go to Cuba, you go to the Dominican, you go to Colombia, Venezuela, any of those countries, they have a representation of all of that. And I just found out in Honduras, there's a style of African music called Garifuna. Is anybody from Honduras? Yeah? Okay. Garifuna, I never even heard of it. And it's preserved music and culture, tradition, song, and language. And those kind of representations are all over Latin America. You go to Cuba, anybody been to Cuba? All right, lucky people. You should go if you get an opportunity. That it's like frozen in time. The culture, it's like you drive around, you see, first of all, the cars that they have are cars in the 50s. You know, they just keep them going. And it's like you're going back in time. But the culture, the stew, right? The stew is so rich, and people are very proud of their music and to play music, for that matter. I just feel lucky that I have an idea of what that's all about. Because I grew up I didn't realize how unique my household was growing up. I thought everybody was kind of the same, and it's not. So to get an opportunity to experience that for yourself, you should definitely. Anybody been to Puerto Rico? Okay? You should definitely go see Puerto Rico too. It's an amazing place. Puerto Rico is very diverse. The food is very unique. We got the type of food called pastel. Has anybody heard of pastel? You know what that is? Okay. Pastel is very unique to one place, Puerto Rico. That's the only place they make it. And it's kind of like a tamale, but they make it out of plátano and yuca. They make it out of bananas. So it's very interesting tasting, but it's very unique to that place. So anyway, Musical triangle. American music has been influenced by Latin America for a very long time. Musical triangle. And music, has anybody ever heard of that concept of musical triangle? Okay. So it existed between Cuba, Veracruz, Mexico, and New Orleans. That triangle was very, very important in American music culture because in New Orleans, it's already a melting pot. And the jazz musicians and blues musicians were listening to the bands that were coming from Mexico over there and going, what was that? That is cool. And they started incorporating some of the musical ideas into sort of music, like jazz, like some of the blues music. There's a famous guitar player by the name of Bo Diddley. Has anybody ever heard of Bo Diddley? Okay, cool. I hope you have, because he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Bo Diddley. Because he changed rock and roll forever. He did a rhythm called the Bo Diddley rhythm. Does anybody know that rhythm? Dun, 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 scratch, 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 dun, 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 dun. Try that. So that rhythm is an old African rhythm called clave, coming through Cuba, Mexico, into New Orleans, and eventually into rock and roll. I listen to pop music these days and I hear clave. I was like, oh, there it is. Because they've incorporated those ideas. And clave is a very complex concept. Clave is, you ever heard of yin yang? Anybody heard of that? Yin yang, two opposing forces in balance with each other. That's what clave is. Clave is yin yang, rhythmically. And so everything that associates to it begins to swing in clave. Okay? Clave is said to be the key to understanding music. Okay? They call it clave es la llave. Clave is the key. There are lots of different types of claves. Have you heard of this clave before? It's all the pop music. All pop music has it. And that's where the clave is. Okay, so I brought a whole bunch of drums. We got a very limited time and lots of stuff to do. So I brought some stuff to demonstrate. You guys want me to play for a little bit so you can hear something? So these are called my drums. Students up here playing some music with me. Okay, that's the goal. But before we do that, I gotta warm you up. So by the way, I mentioned clave. These are clave. Has anybody seen these instruments before? Okay. So clave is an instrument. There's many different kinds of clave patterns. But remember, the walk away is clave is a concept. That's the main thing to walk away. So these are claves. And there's many different types of claves. That's what that sounds like. And so this music is built on a foundation. Usually there's maracas or shakers in there. There's clave. There's cáscara. Cáscara is onomatopoetic. Do you know what I mean by that? It means that the name comes from the sound that it makes. Cáscara. When you play the side of the timbales, you know? Cáscara, cáscara, cáscara. That's where the name comes from. This is called some fun. So this is where we're going to have fun. We're going to play a game called Copycat. I play idea, you guys respond. Okay? I love that. Okay, so let's try this. Mechanical isolation and independence. Does anybody know what ever heard of that term? Mechanical independence of isolation. Okay, some dancers, if they're dancing, you work in isolation all the time. If you're a kick drummer, you'll always work in isolation. If you're a modern day percussionist, which is what I am, you notice I was playing a clavier pedal or woodblock pedal. We've got to be able to multitask things. The limbs got to be so mechanical isolation. So I want to see if you guys can do this. This is going to be real easy. So put one foot out front. So you're going to keep the G, it's going to be real easy. If we can get this, then we can put those on the bucket drums. Real simple. It goes like this. I did destroy your so you can hear this. Nice. Well, let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can take half this group from here to here. You guys are going to do that rhythm. Okay? And from there to there, you guys are going to do the other rhythm. We're going to start with this group here first. So one foot here, and you guys are going to go. Keep going. Nice. Most people have been exposed to that rhythm. It actually, I think it was in the 20s. It came from a concept, shave and a haircut. That's what you're saying. Shave and a haircut. Did you know that? No? Now you know. Okay, so we're going to see if we're going to do this. I'm going to use that as a signal to hit, and then you got to go back to your rhythm. Make sense? So, let's see if you guys can hold on to that. So we're going to go back to the same rhythms you were doing. I'm going to call it, you hit it, you wait one beat, and you come in. Does that make sense? Okay, let's try it out and see how we go. We'll start with this side first. Here over, guys. Let me get that foot. Okay, it's my favorite drum. I waited like 4 years to get one of these things. I finally got one, and so I've been playing it all day long. It's called Hand to Hand. Yeah, can I play it for you a little bit? Can you straight off? We're good? Okay, so the question, answer of fun or play? You guys want to play? Okay, so I don't have to, I'm not mentioning this with everybody, unfortunately, so I don't even know how to begin doing this. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 bucket drums. And on those bucket drums, so that you know, I'll give you a demonstration. This is one of my favorite instruments to play. It's really diverse, and it's lots of different sounds. So I put a pad on it here, so it gives me a bass note. I'm not going to do that. Inside. So they're flat. Lots of sound. So the rhythm over there that you guys are playing there, you're going to put that in the middle, and then the side, you can either do that here or here. So it's going to be. So if I'm sitting down, if I leave it flat on the floor, you're not going to hear that bass note. So I will either pick it up like that, and use my knees to hold it. Now you can hear that note, right? So why don't we do this all together as a group? Because I did something a little bit more advanced than I didn't do when you were sitting there, just so you can practice it. And then I'll ask the teachers to bring you guys, whoever wants to come up. So just practice, just put one, practice it. Try to play it on your leg. So it's going to go like this. Okay, first of all, who thinks they got that exact same rhythm that I was playing? That will start there. That's the hardest part. Anybody? Good. Come on down then. Grab yourself a bucket. So one stick in the middle, one stick on the edge, right? One down. So we got this one. That like this. Just repeat after me. Samba, 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 reggae.
Samba, 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 reggae.
Samba, samba, reggae, reggae.
Samba, samba, reggae.
Samba, 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 reggae. Samba, samba, reggae, reggae.
Samba, samba, samba,
reggae. Samba, samba, reggae, reggae. Perfect. Now, you guys did that without playing rhythm. It seems to do that. So, when you guys start, you start to but I'll ask any of your questions. So we start here. Any questions? Any questions? Is there a hand up there? I have my eyesight back. Okay, no questions? Oh, okay. You have to project. I love it. That's great. I love that. So, actually, I'm glad you brought that out because I was going to talk about that improvisation or being able to put yourself inside the music. And usually, when you put I want to put your own ideas, it's not going to fit. It kind of fits, but it's not going to fit identically. It kind of swings or plays off of that. And so you want to develop your musicality. You should do some drumming stuff. Really, rhythm training. Rhythm training is all about the rhythm training. Learning. So when I play inside music, I think of music many different ways. Rhythm. If you have a dominant beat, right? And this dominant beat exists in all styles of music. So if you see the beat beat is all the space in here, right? So we want to learn how to manipulate that space without losing that pulse, right? So there's a thing called subdivision. For instance, like we can do this together as a group. If I just keep just a general beat, I can subdivide this infinitely, right? It's only what I'm capable of subdividing. So the first subdivision is 2. So I'm going to go, right? Okay, you got that one. Okay? Got that. Develop that. You train your fast twitch muscles, and everybody is unique. Everybody has a different percentage of fast and slow twitch. So that's the first thing, is being able to go do subdivision work. The other thing is meter. You know what the meter is? Does everybody know what meter means? Who doesn't know what meter means? It's important. These are musical terms. So most music that you are exposed to, because music is all about exposure here. Listen, is only in 2 beats. The number of pulses is equal to 1, 2, 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. I'm just talking about this number of pulses. I can subdivide. Right? There's 4 beats. I subdivide it in different ways. There's learning how to take that meter and make it into a triplet or an odd meter. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's some culture where the meter is in 9, in 7, in 11. Very, very difficult. Most people, just because of what they're exposed to doing every year, that's very esoteric kind of music. But that kind of training. So I spend a lot of time on it. Hopefully, does that give you a little bit? So you want to get your metronome out, practice doing all that subdivision work, practice meters, practice phrasing, because if you're going to play something that's offbeat, you have to understand where the downbeats and the rest of the art for sure. Okay. Thank you. Yes? That's a good question. There's a big hole on the top. So, there is nothing there. Oh, okay, so the hand pan. Do you know where this portion of it comes from? Ah, it is. Or it's an oil container, but I'm talking about this concept, making notes out of in a steel barrel or can. You know what island that comes from? Anybody ever heard of Trinidad? Calypso music? Steel pans? Has anybody ever heard of steel pan music? Okay. Well, this is a steel pan, but instead of this way, it's this way. So it's inverted. Okay? Did that answer your question? Okay, cool. Any other questions? No other questions? Oh, I'm sorry.
I was going to ask if there are any, so you were talking about there's very cool polyrhythms in Latin music that you can show us?
Polyrhythms. Yeah. Did you guys want to do it yourself? I did do a poly. What kind of that one rhythm we did here was kind of a polyrhythm. Okay, here, I'll give you this polyrhythm. This is a great one. So everybody knows 2 against 3, right? Do you know 2 against 3? Who does not know what that means? And it's okay, cool. So 2 against 3 is 2 beats against 3 beats. This rhythm is one of the most important rhythms you know and understand and master. Okay? So I'm going to play the composite, and then we're going to take it out, separate it. So the composite goes like this. It's really easy. And I use my voice to represent the rhythm. Ba, 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 ahead and play it on your lap. So keep that rhythm going, and if you can, put. I think you get this point too. That's the hard part. We're doing 2 beats downstairs and 3 beats upstairs. 1, 2. That is the very first poly rhythm you should master. And it's not just enough to know the composite, right? That's the 2 rhythm. It's being able to separate it so that I can feel both happening at the same time. The reason why that's important is if I'm doing a duple subdivision and a triplet, I can jump into any world, triplet or any world in duple. Infinite. Whatever I can subdivide into. Did I get your ask that question? Sorry. Oh, sorry. So work on that one. That's a really very key to opening the door to many things. And a lot of that rhythm is many cultures. Many cultures. And so so I use sounds and phonetic representation. You can say even scatting to represent melodic or rhythmic ideas. That concept is universal. Many traditional cultures. For instance, I'm going to give you like East Indian culture, tabla, mridangam. If you can't say it, you're not going to be able to play it. They spend the ones who are studying that kind of drumming music. They have to be able to say the rhythms first before they can actually attempt to play either on a mridangam or a tabla. And it's the same thing in culture. So I create whatever sounds to represent. So for instance, when I come in, I give you doom. Right? I said hit, stop, oh. Right? It becomes a language. And that's the other thing. Drum culture, it's really a language. It's really a language, ultimately. Did I answer your question? Okay, so use whatever sounds you can to represent whatever instrument you're going to play. Whatever percussion or melodic instrument, it helps to sing it. It gets it in your body and your mind, right? Okay. Any other questions? 4 minutes. One last question. Oh, sorry.
So of the various instruments, let's say, which one would you say that you like how much is this?
Oh, geez, that's a good question. So, I've been playing conga drums since I was 8 years old. I actually wasn't, it was always something that I did. I did with my dad. We played, and I was around this kind of music. When I got a degree in physiology, kinesiology, was pre-med. I took my MCAS to try to get into medical school. And I didn't make it into medical school, but I did research for a while. So I always had conga drums with me. But, and then I played timbales. I also play drum kit. I love any kind of drum. Really, I love buckets. But my new, like I said earlier, my new favorite drum, it's just melodic. It's so melodic. And it just suits my personality. So the hand is my favorite. Anything else? Thank you guys for coming out.